Alright, so you may have saw in the last video I did where I was driving my car, I was talking about how it'd been a couple weeks since I had worked out, but it actually been a couple weeks since I'd last gone to the gym and worked out on my upper body, because those workouts I could do after I closed the school on Wednesday night, so I didn't have to wake up. But it had been a much longer period of time since I'd done squats and deadlifts, because those were in the morning before I opened the school. And like I mentioned in the video, I've just been exhausted. And so I've been sleeping in the last possible second every day. And it wasn't like I was being irresponsible and blowing my workout off. It was like, basically, had I woke up and done those workouts, I would have gotten sick from sleep deprivation. That's where I was on the sleep. I still was pushing the envelope even with the extra hour of sleep I kept getting by blowing off the workouts. But by waking up even an hour earlier and then pushing myself hard with squats and deadlifts, I pretty much would have gotten sick. So I think it had been about 6 weeks or so since I had done squats and deadlifts, which is a huge break for me. I've never neglected those that long because they're my two favorite lifts. I like the fact that when you're using these larger muscle groups, you can move more weight. It's way more fun than the upper body stuff. But like I said, I have not been managing my life correctly. I haven't been managing my time correctly. And so I have just been having some serious sleep issues. I go right to sleep when I go to sleep, but the problem is going to sleep on time. I think I'm just doing a couple little tasks and that they're small and manageable, and then I'll get to sleep at a decent time, and the time just flies by on me. And every time when I look at the clock, it's really late, and I'm like, goodness. And so then there I am again, going to sleep super late, knowing I have to wake up early to open the school up, or relatively early. According to me, it's early because I'm a night owl and I've always slept in for all these years. So anyway, my point is, I was really, really weak yesterday because it'd been 6 weeks, and I knew not to just blast myself, and I guess it wasn't yesterday, it is already Tuesday. Sunday was when I went to the gym. First off, I already know I showed the video, but I kind of rushed through it. I just walked in and out really fast. But the little gym in Haiku is so nice now that they revamped it. It's very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I'm very disappointed that they still have such tiny dumbbells. I think they only go to 85 pounds. I don't know why. Like, come on, man. At least go to 100. That's still too small, but 85 pounds, it's just ridiculous. So I wouldn't even have the membership at 24 Hour Fitness if they could just have big dumbbells at this little Haiku gym. Granted, it is convenient with my work schedule to have the option to go to the gym after I close the school down, because like I mentioned, I've been struggling with the mornings. So maybe I'd have to have the stupid 24 Hour Fitness membership anyway. So maybe I should just stop complaining. But 85 pounds, it's just so small. But the rest of the gym, other than the little mini dumbbells, is really, really nice. They got power plates all over, which isn't a big deal to me. Obviously, I like the free weights. The free weights are the key to strength. You're moving stuff in actual air against gravity, just like you move everyday real stuff. It helps with the stability muscles. It helps with your balance. Your whole body's working as a unit, especially when you lift correctly. But I do like the power plate. I think if anything, that fast vibration helps break up the lactic acid and help you speed up your recovery quicker, which is really good when you're over 40, because even when you make good choices in your consistent stuff, you start noticing changes. Seems like you get hurt a little bit easier and you recover slower. And you don't get as much payback from your workouts. It's just weird. Like, things start changing over time. Like, when you're 20, you can basically just show up and do something and there's payback. And then in your 30s, if you have a game plan and you make smart choices, there's really good payback. And by the time you're 40, you have to really start making super smart choices to get some good payback. If you keep doing what you do in your 30s and you weren't doing super smart stuff then, you won't regress as quickly, but you'll definitely regress. It's craziness. Like, you can have the same consistency in everything and you still regress. But one of the things is it's hard to even maintain that same consistency because it seems like your energy level drops. It's like think of like anything you have, like an iPhone or something that has a battery, and you know how older batteries don't hold the charge as well or something. That's what it seems like happens when you start getting older. It's weird. But anyway, so Sunday I go and I do some squats. It was super simple because I always have time restraints. So basically I did a few light squats, some jump roping, some box jumps, and then went on the power plate and shook everything out and left. It was quick. And on the squats, oh man, it had only been 6 weeks, but I had lost so much strength so quickly. Couldn't believe how heavy everything felt. And I only went up to 315. I only did a single because I was so weak. And I was like, oh man, this is sad. And then I thought, okay, well, let's try to build a little bit of strength with some lightweight. I mean, at least go through the motions, wake my muscles up again. So I dropped down to 225, which is like styrofoam when you're in shape. And I did 10 reps. That's like nothing. And then I did one more small set of 10 reps with 135. And just a little jump roping, a little bit of box jumps. Nothing all that impressive. And I am so sore. Like, I'm more sore than when I do a heavy hard set for reps with 365, or when I do heavy singles with whatever I can do at the time. I just do like a triple with 405 and feel a million times better than I feel after 2 and 225. It's just, man, it's crazy how fast you regress. So it's okay. I've had little slumps before. I fell to pieces after I hurt my wrist at the strongman contest because I couldn't grab onto anything, and I couldn't even figure out how to get my arm to have the bar really stable to do heavy squats. So I don't even remember what I was doing back then. I think I had a big period where I just recovered because this contest just drained me. But yeah, it's crazy going backwards. It's never fun. I mean, pretty much your whole time after 40, you've gone backwards and you're just playing this fun game of, okay, I'm not as strong as I used to be. Let's have fun with this part of the journey I'm in. So you play with little, the periodization stuff where you get stronger and stronger and go down. Well, so since you're weaker than you were at your peak, you're having fun with the new peaks that are lower than the old peak, but higher than the low points of your new journey. And that's all you got to play with anymore. It's definitely a different thing. And the cool thing is, if you made smart choices when you were young, you've got a level of strength that in the real world is more than adequate. You go in the gym and you feel like a total pansy, because even when you were young at your peak, you still felt like a total pansy because you see what all the best people in the world are doing, and you have all these goals and dreams in your mind of what you would like to accomplish, which is lower than what the best people in the world are doing if you're an ordinary person, but still way more than you've ever done. For me, I just wanted to be able to bench press over 400 and squat and deadlift well over 600, which totally reasonable, realistic goals, right? Lots of people my size do that. But, you know, being a natural lifter that doesn't take any drugs and doesn't even take any supplements pretty much. I did take protein, but I didn't want all that crazy weird chemical stuff in me, whether it was legal or not, because my thing's always been health. And then the fact that I've always worked full-time jobs and been pretty busy and stuff, I had an intensity level high enough to take me to a decent place, but not high enough to take me to those goals. And I probably didn't approach everything 100% perfectly. There probably were smarter ways to train than I did, but I did train smarter than average, and so it took me further than average, and it was fun. But like I said, you don't even touch those goals, so even at your peak you feel like a pansy. And then when you get older and you go to the gym, you're struggling with stuff that used to be like a warm-up. Like, I remember when I could do 495 on like squat, deadlift, 405 was kind of light feeling. Like, it wasn't like just total cakewalk or styrofoam, but like you could move it pretty easy. And now after 40, 405's heavy. Like, you can still move it, but it's heavy. And so things change. But then you go in the real world and everything's light still. So I don't know how long age has to keep chipping away at you and taking away all that you've built up before real life, everyday tasks start getting hard. Because the amount of strength you build in the gym is way more than you need in real life. Like, people are still really, really light. Furniture's really, really light. Pushing cars is really, really easy. Everything you're gonna do as a human being in the everyday normal world is really, really easy because of what you've done in the gym. So I don't know when you lose that, because I'm not even 42 yet. I almost am. So I haven't been that far in my journey yet, but it's funny because you go in the gym, you feel like a pansy. You always felt like a pansy, but now you feel like a pansy even compared to what you once were. But then you go in the real world and you still feel strong and like Superman. So it's just a bizarre contrast. Anyway, I've rambled on way too long. I'm sorry about that. Thanks for watching my videos, and I hope you have a great day.